Do you continuously fall for the wrong type of person, and would you like to change that? Hi, my name is Nathalia Christensen and I am a relationship coach. So the first thing we need to look at, if you're the type of person who always falls for the wrong type of person and ends up in an unhealthy relationship that doesn't work out in the end, is, are you good at detecting red flags? Do you even know what a red flag is? So early on in a relationship, it can be difficult to detect these red flags because a person tends to put their best foot forward. Or maybe even if you're attracted to narcissists, etc., then there might even be some manipulation going on as well, right? So in the beginning, it can be really hard to detect these red flags, but we will go over them anyhow. So a red flag that you can maybe spot in the beginning is if someone either shows too much interest in you and doesn't share anything about themselves at all, which is a manipulation tactic that narcissists often use, is that they want information about you so they can figure out how to love bomb you in the right way for you. Another red flag is actually if they talk too much about themselves and show absolutely no interest in you. That is not a good sign either. If they talk down to staff, or if they talk really horribly about their exes or about friends or anyone really in the beginning, if they're trash talking people, that's not a good sign. Especially if they're talking down to the waiters, the taxi driver and so forth, because it shows unflattering character traits. And maybe this person is treating you good right now during the love bombing phase, but once that fades, you will be the one that he or she will be talking like that too, right? And then there's also, I will say, the most important one here, when things move too fast. Okay? It's normal to fall in love and one thing, just want to hang out all the time, and boom, 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 suddenly you're living together. I can understand why someone would want to do that, but it's not a good idea. When things move too fast, you don't have the time to detect the red flags, and that's the problem. Because like I said in the beginning of the video, it takes time to find out what are the red flags here. How is this person really when they're not putting their best foot forward? How is this person really? When the glimmer of the first few dates and the first months kind of fade and disappear. Are they continuously a good person to me? Are they responding to me continuously to my messages and showing up and being faithful and so forth? You don't know any of this information in the very beginning of a relationship. So if someone says I love you after 4 dates or 3 dates, which happens especially with narcissists, that's a clear red flag. They don't even know you yet at that point. How can someone love you if they don't know you? It doesn't make sense. So you can rest assured that if someone says I love you after 3 dates, they're in love with a fantasy version of you, and they're not really in love with you. And you want to be with someone who's really in love with you because that's sustainable. Right? And the same goes the other way around. You cannot actually be in love with someone after 3 dates because you don't know them. How would you be able to be in love with a person that you don't know anything real about them after 3 dates? You've only seen this facade that they put on to, that we all have this facade that we kind of put on when we meet new people, and like I said, putting our best foot forward. And it's fine to be in love with that version of them, but it's not the full picture of who they are. So take it slow, which is actually the cure for falling for the wrong person. Take it slow. Because in the beginning, you don't know that they're the wrong person. That's why you fall for them. That's why you continue dating them, because you hope it's going to get better, or you hope they're going to change, or maybe you haven't even seen any of this negative behavior yet in the beginning. So just take it slow so you actually have the time to figure out who they are before you give it all away, before you say I love you, before you move in together, before you say you're in a relationship, you need to know who you are in a relationship with. Does that make sense? So I think that's the most important takeaway from this video, is get to know the person before you jump into a relationship, before you say I love you, before you move in together, before you... A number of things can happen, but and it doesn't always mean that someone is a narcissist trying to manipulate you. An unhealthy relationship can also be you falling in love with someone who's completely incompatible to you, right? Maybe you have an anxious attachment style and you fall in love with someone who clearly has an avoidant attachment style, who isn't good at communicating, who doesn't reach out, who needs alone time, you know, every day of the week, except that one day where you guys can hang out, and that's not enough for you. That's also an unhealthy relationship for you, you see. So it's not just about the world being full of predators and narcissists and they all just want to use and abuse you. It's not just about that. There is a lot of different ways in which people can be incompatible, but you might not know that in the beginning of the relationship. It will show over time. So just take it slow. Take it slow. That's the takeaway for today. Please leave a comment if this resonated, and if it didn't resonate as well, and share your experience. I'm so happy that you're here. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you again soon.